na
Okay.
wala na talagang sinusunod ngayon na
Yes.
sila nga mismo sabi nga nila, we can bend the law, 'di ba?
Yes.
So this is one probably instance where they are bending the law to favor whatever they wish to come out as far as this 18 Marines and former Congressman Defensor and Baligod for that matter, no? So tingnan natin kung anong outcome nito.
Attorney Jing, makaback in ako sa iyo. Ay tatanong ko
Oh.
naman rin, ma'am, i-follow up ko to. Though this may still be hypothetical, pero highly probable to happen today, bilang abogado, what if hindi sila pauwiin ngayon? Isa-isa silang i-custody dahil may ongoing investigation on supposedly cases to be filed against them, ang NBI. What would be the remedy? Anong pwedeng gawin?
Well, kung may mga kasama naman silang lawyer, the lawyer can, you know, tell the NBI that hindi pwede silang i-place in custody. Hindi pwede yun. And that will be in violation of law. Pwede silang magkaso sa NBI. Kasi ano yan, it will now, if they will be placed in custody, that is tantamount to warrantless arrest.
Correct.
Once you are you're already being arrested without a warrant.
Correct.
And ang warrantless arrest, there are certain preconditioned things that should happen before a warrantless arrest can be held.
Like
Diba?
what? Like what?
You are one is you are a prisoner that got out of the jail. You jailbreak. Another one is you are caught in flagrante while you are committing a crime. You can be arrested. Or yung tinatawag nilang continuing offense, no? But this is not they're not committing a crime.
Therefore, Jing, none of those conditions exist.
Walang conditions na ganon that exist. And very clear from the invitation it is revealed that they were just there for questioning, for questioning lang, or for clarificatory
Interview.
interrogation or whatever,
Yeah. Tama. Ma'am Noreen, delikado po ang sitwasyon na ito. Kaya namin tinalakay ito. Secretary Jing Paras, you being a lawyer, kami hindi kami mga abogado.
Yeah,
Ma'am
unang-una ka Eric, yung sinasabi sa interview ni Melvin Matibag, alam mo naman to si Melvin Matibag, kasama namin ni Lorraine ito.
Sobrang
At,
di ba, Jing? Sobrang sip-sip kay
well, I
PRRD
cannot
yan.
say now na walang hiya ito, pero
Walang
in the
hiya yan.
meantime,
Ako na magsasabi, napakawalang hiya niyan.
nakinabang ito ng gusto sa
Jing.
panahon ni Duterte.
Jing, sobrang
Yes.
sip-sip kay PRRD. Sabihin na
Correct.
natin. Sobrang sip-sip kay PRRD. No, talagang pinagpilitan niya yung sarili niya. Okay?
Bata-bata ito ni Kusi. Itong si Kusi, itong nagdala niyan. Tao ni Kusi ito ever
Ganun
since
ba? I didn't know
doon
that.
pa sa airport. Tapos pinabigyan pa ni Kusi ng matinding trabaho na pwedeng, alam mo na, it's a lucrative position, no? Yung Transco. So, in fact, I had a chance to talk to him. Nung nalaman ko na umalis na siya sa PDP, I told him, kasi kaibigan ko ito, with due respect. I told him, pare, nandiyan ka na pala. Sabi niya, nga, Kong, siyempre, congresswoman na yung asawa ko, kailangan na sumama sa grupo, parang ganon. So hindi lang siya sumama sa grupo,
Operator.
Gina-
ano na
Ginamit
siya
pa.
ngayon, henchman na ni Marcos siya ngayon.
Henchman, yan. Hatchetman.
Mm.
Ma'am, Congressman Jing, gusto ko pong i-follow up yung binabanggit na ito. Kasi, kaliwat kanan ng pagsasampa ng kaso. In fact, kung hindi niyo ako tinulungan, no, I will be very frank and straightforward. Nakulong ako, Secretary Paras, kung hindi ako nakapag-bail out sa tulong po ninyo at ng iba pa, kaibigan ni Ma'am Lorraine, sila former Congressman Mike tumulong, sina at iba pa, hindi ko na i-mention. Pero, kaliwat kanan pa rin ang kaso na isinasampay. In fact, kahapon lang, kasama ko si Ginoong Jason sa another counter affidavit and preliminary investigation sa DOJ, NBI pa rin. At nandun nga ang dalawang agents nila, cyber libel against Marcos sa kanyang health. Ang tanong ko ngayon sa inyong dalawa, you can react both on this. Dahil naging bahagi kayo ng gobyerno ni Pangulong Duterte bilang top officials. Bakit ganito ngayon ang sitwasyon at parang normal lang sa mga tao dahil hindi sila direktang binibiktima, pero malala na ang paggamit ng paglabag sa batas, pagsalaula, bendalo, iniikutan ng batas, wini-weaponize ang batas doon sa mga kritiko na hindi naman ginawa sa panahon ni Pangulong Duterte. May mga kritiko din noon. Ano ang comparative views ninyo? Bakit para na-normalize ito na okay lang na ginagawa ito ni Marcos, nagnanakaw na, nandarambong na, gumagamit pa ng instrumento ng martial law, halos hindi pumapalag ang mga Pilipino? Congressman Jing and Ma'am Lorraine.
Well, unang-una, this is a form of harassment. This is a form of persecution. They are using this, bending the law to, make people stop or stop criticism, stop their, availing of the rights under the Constitution tulad ng Bill of Rights, right of speech, the right to, express your grievance, right to assembly. Ito lahat ay kinikilala ng ating saligang batas. Kunyari, ginagamit nila ang existing laws as an exception daw to the Bill of Rights. So, gagamitan nila ng mga technicality or whatever or misinterpretation of the law. For instance, very clear naman yung mga elements ng inciting to sedition sa revised penal code. I-misinterpret nila so that mayroon silang pagkakataon na sampahan ka ng kaso. Pero kasabwat nila yung fiscal, kasi ang fiscal takot din siguro, then yung fiscal siguro makiusap sa court na issuean ka ng warrant of arrest, but the damage has been done because pagdating sa trial, madidismiss lang naman yung kaso kasi wala naman talagang elements of the crime, no, that they have charged you. So, ito lahat is a form of harassment na parang warning na, sige, kakasuhan ka namin, pero kung tutuloy-tuloy ka pa, talagang tuluyan ka namin. Parang ganon. So, it is a form of suppression on the part of the enemies of the state, so to speak, para tumigil sila sa gawain nila. Pero karamihan sa atin, alam naman natin yung batas, hindi tayo titigil. Because our fight is legitimate. Our fight is to reform this country because it's already being sobra ng kabulustugan itong banyaga na or sabi nga nila si Lupan. O itong sabi ng iba, ito si Lucky Luciano, the mafiosi boss. So umaastang mapya itong Pangulo natin, paring Eric.
Yes. Ma'am Lorraine, would you like to add doon sa pananaw? Anong
Yeah.
comparative view mo nito, ma'am?
There's nothing new that we're seeing. It's a repeat of history. What he's doing exactly what his father, no, that dictator, that unlamented, that dead dictator did to the Filipino people. Talagang nilimas ang kaban ng bayan, ang daming pinagpapatay, walang batas noon, no? Buhay na ako noon, dinosaur ako buhay na ako noon, no? Alam ko 'yung nangyari noon, no? So, there's nothing new, no? But I would like to also say that he is able, no, to bend laws and to destroy our country, to try to cow us into silence by weaponing the entire government against people who criticize his kawalangyaan, no? Because there are a lot of people who help him, no? He's not doing this alone. He has an entire government. He has Matibag. He has Sir Omet Browner. He has these paid bloggers, paid media. He's not doing it alone. He's not the only one that's guilty here. No, so pag dumating yung takdang panahon, dapat pati yung mga yan kailangan silang pagbayaran. I want to read very briefly with your indulgence something that the retired
Right.
Supreme Court Noel Tiham wrote. I love this guy so much because he's an elder, no? So he said, some people try to become powerful by hurting their own country. They damage their nation and betray their own people just to get ahead. Those people deserve the worst punishment possible. Nothing is too harsh for someone who destroys their homeland for personal gain. I agree.
Correct.
And we see it.
Malinaw po.
We see it all around us. We see these parasites, no, these blood-sucking parasites na talagang they'll do anything to try to get ahead. May mga ambisyon, no, maging president, Diyos ko Lord, or whatever their ambitions are.